To me, that's not just about your health. I don't care if you're totally unconcerned about whether you're eating organic or conventional or what you're putting in your body. It should still come down to the freedom issue, and it's just, you know, the level of regulation, you know, for free industry and for Americans at the lowest level, you know, just trying to make a living and do something independent. You know, that should get people hot regardless of their food choices. Kind of stinks to go about your living not only knowing where you've already run into issues, but, you know, wondering if there's another regulation that you didn't know about, because, you know, with regulators, failure to know is on you, not on them. Anybody getting into this, I don't think anybody realizes the level of regulation that's out there, and unfortunately a lot of us only find this out as more things happen and you run into walls or you get told you're doing something you're not allowed to do or to do a certain way. You know, we were very happy to see both versions of the Food Freedom Bill that were introduced the last 2 years in Virginia, because that to me is key, rather than you know, piecemealing, trying to get one more thing allowed or an exemption for this. We shouldn't need exemptions for something like this. As already stated, an end user of a consumer wants to come to me and you know, we have an open farm here. We say come and check our stuff out, walk around, we'll show you where we do things. You can quiz me, poke around my shed and see if I've got some herbicide. Heck, go ahead. You know, I've got nothing to hide as far as that, and the consumer is happy with how I do things. And for me, that's everything. That's up to it, including raw milk, butchering meat. If the consumer is happy and feels that I've been open with them and we want to conclude an economic deal, then the government has no business in that. We collect sales tax. You know, we pay all the appropriate taxes. We'll give the government that piece of its due. But and when I say government, really, I shouldn't use that euphemism, because it's government acting on the behalf of certain industries and a level of industries a lot of times that are restricting us economically. My little piece of market share that we have here at Slow Grown in Virginia is not hurting Smithfield, it's not hurting Purdue, it's not hurting a big vegetable farm. So I fail to understand why the government feels it needs to protect the consumer and me from a choice that we both said we don't have that concern. We're happy with the transparency here when there is no transparency in big agriculture. And the key there is that, you know, we're in a system right now in American agriculture that's turned on its head. We've got regulations that were initially put in place over 100 years ago and have continued to just be added to, that were to protect the American consumer from the abuses of big industry, and they've been completely turned around into the tool of big industry and used against the small farmer to regulate on the basis of agricultural issues, of animal husbandry issues, processing issues that the small farmer and the home producer don't have. There's problems of economy of scale, and the very people who have those problems inherent in their production system are the ones with the lobbying dollars to continue to use this regulation against the small farmer. I mean, we could certainly give you examples where, you know, regulation did or could have cut something we were doing already, but I think the bigger focus is actually on the stuff that we couldn't do from the start. When I say from the start, I mean us. A lot of this regulation only stops things that farmers 2 generations ago did without a second thought. I mean, honestly, there's still a lot of people who show up as customers and don't realize there are certain meats we can't sell them butchered on the farm. Don't realize, you know, that you know, things we can't do that they came here expecting to be able to buy. And when we explain the regulation to them, they're blown away. So I think we've got a serious problem when consumers actually think that we are allowed to do things that we're not.